college football is finally back. Boys, after a long off season, we're finally here. At the time of recording, we are a mere, I guess, less than 2 days away from football.
1 day, 15 hours, and 12 minutes.
Yep.
There you have it.
Feels so good. Week 0 is finally upon us. That means we can finally drop the hypotheticals, drop, all the fake stuff, and actually get to talk about football. But before we do that, we got to get a final goodbye to our crazy, fan theories, our bold predictions. It's time for us to call our shot. So, we're going to go around the horn. Each of us has a bold prediction for the 2024 college football season. Even though some might kind of extend into the future, we're just trying to, call our shot, so to speak, and predict what's going to happen here in the next 5 months, something like that, and beyond. Yep. So, before we get into it, though, just have to say thank you all for the support lately. We've kind of blown up here in the past couple months. Crazy to say that, during the off season where nothing's really going on, just a bunch of, media pundits talking a bunch of nonsense. We're just happy to be one of those voices, and we appreciate the viewership and all the support that we've gotten. So this season's going to be a wild ride. We're going to be here every step of the way. Anything else to add, boys? I think that pretty much covers it.
No, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Good.
All right.
Yeah, let's get right into it. I can take the torch.
Absolutely.
Start us off.
Absolutely.
So,
Swear to God, if you steal my pick, I'm gonna come to your house and fuck you up.
By the
if
way,
you have this too, I would be shocked.
There's been some contention prior to recording. We all think we have the same pick, so we have backups just in case.
I don't believe that you have the same pick as me.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
We're about to find out. All right.
All right, let's hear it. You ready? I'm going to say it. I'm going to explain it and the scenario that would lead to it and let you marinate in it, and then you can give me your feedback, okay? So I think, I'm trying to find the best hook for this. I think that there will not be any playoff newcomers outside of the ones that have to happen.
Okay.
Now let me explain. There has to be 2 newcomers. Statistically, has to be. First of all, you have the Big 12. That entire conference, no one team in that entire conference has made the playoffs so far. So there's your 1. And then your 2, I brushed up on the playoff bracket and how it works. It's the 5 highest ranked conference champions, and then the next 7 highest ranked teams in the top 25. So without the Power 5 round anymore, you have the 2-pack, but that leaves the door open for a non-power conference champion to make it, because that's the 5th highest ranked. Yes, sir.
Will they be ranked 5th?
I don't think necessarily, no.
Okay, I'm just okay. Carry on.
Because in the playoff scenarios that I've seen, it's been Boise State, and they're like the 12th seed, but they still get a spot. Yep. So that's your second team. Mm-hmm. So outside of those 2 teams, I am saying that there will not be another newcomer, and this is how it could happen. So you have 4 SEC teams, and a lot of this is you're going to see, I think, is the 2 teams in the conference championship are pretty likely to make it unless something weird happens, but I'll get into that. So in the SEC of Georgia and Texas in the conference championship, those 2 make it. And then I think Alabama still has the guys, they still have players, they make it. And then you have LSU. So those are 4 teams that have made the playoffs already. Obviously, the biggest player in that to take that is Ole Miss, but I need to see it on the field first. I think there's a decent chance they don't make it. From the Big Ten, you would need Oregon and Ohio State in the conference championship, and then Michigan to still make it, which I've seen a lot of people predicting they'll still be in it. That comes along with Penn State too as well. Same thing with them. They have Drew Aller at quarterback to their detriment, I believe. So that's going to be a tough sell. James Franklin has been painfully mediocre. I'm not saying they won't make it. I'm saying there's a decent chance that they don't, though.
Penn State is minus money to make the playoff.
That's crazy, dude.
They are minus 150.
I can't get on board with it just yet because, I mean, if I'm still not sold they beat Michigan. I'm truly am not sold on that. Right? I know Michigan lost so much. Penn State and Michigan is like what Georgia and Alabama were, a decade ago. It can't beat them. And I think they need to prove they can get over the hump first. So those are the 3 teams out of the Big Ten. You have Oregon, Ohio State, and Michigan. And then in the Big 12, this is the one that has to be a newcomer. The All-Conference has not made it. I think we did a Big 12 preview video. They're the conference with the most parity across it. I don't think there's really an upper tier, a lower tier. They are all very similar in skill level and how they play, how good they are, I think. And I think there's a decent chance that will lead to the loser of that game having already dropped a couple of games, and a loss in the SEC, or not SEC, the loss in the championship would put them outside of the playoff. And then in the ACC, you would need a Florida State, Clemson championship with both of them making it, nobody else making it. You have your Miami sympathists and believers, which I have been on record as saying that, but I do still think this scenario could happen. And then you have your non-power 4-conference team, Boise State, and then you toss in Notre Dame as the independent in the mix, which I do think personally that Notre Dame will make it into the playoff. And in that scenario, you do not have any newcomers outside of the non-power 4 team and then your Big 12 champion. Nice. I'm just saying, overall, even if that doesn't happen, I think it'll be a little less parity than people might think. Obviously expanding the field is going to give you a little more of that, but I still truly do think that we're going to see a lot of the same faces that we've seen in the past, with maybe a couple additions where you have to have.
And before anybody comes for Brandon in the comments, Penn State does not play Michigan this year, but they do play Ohio State and USC.
That's my bad. Is this the first? When was the last time they didn't play them in the regular season? Because they'd gone conferenceless, right?
Yeah,
it's been
divisionless.
I'm stuck in my old ways. That's probably why a lot of people have them making it, but they still got to play Ohio State.
Because I think the assumption is they're going to be a 1-loss, chilling at home during conference championship weekend. That's
probably.
The assumption.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, that's.
Thank you, Drew.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. That's a good theory, man. I like it because I didn't even think about that, but that is definitely possible because I think, by your math, there's been only like 9 or 10 teams that have made the playoff in the past decade, roughly.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part, I don't know.
Well, I mean, newcomers. Think about it, like early playoff newcomers.
Yeah.
Oregon isn't a newcomer. Washington, if Washington is better than we think they're going to be, Washington's not a newcomer. You got some random teams who made the playoff in the early going.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's definitely plausible.
It's very possible.
And I think as we go on, it will be even more the case with, some of these new teams coming in and being newcomers. I would like to see parity, but realistically, I think there is such a defined upper tier college football that it's a little tough.
Over time, that'll probably blur out a little bit, but at the moment,
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Well,
very nice.
If you don't mind,
go right ahead, brother.
I would love to go first.
Okay.
So Brandon. This is why I kind of interrupted you earlier in asking what seed the group of 5.
I know it.
Yeah.
I know
conference champion is going to be.
Oh no!
Oh no! Good thing Noah has a backup. Woo! Love him to death. Thank you. So my bold prediction is that the group of 5 representative is going to win a playoff game.
Ooh.
So that I could leave it at that and just call it a day. However, I am going to call my shot even more and say that it's going to be Memphis. I think that they are going to come out of the AAC. Very strong team. For the past couple of years, they've kind of been at the top of the American with that just absolutely electric offense. They are, surprise, they are projected to win the American again and put up 50 points a game. Now, there is Liberty out there that has, I think, like the 131st ranked strength of schedule playing in Conference USA. So I will probably need a little help on this from the committee. A potentially 12-1 Memphis to leapfrog a 13-0 Liberty because Liberty's, like I said, just an absolute dog shit of a schedule. Running down the schedule here, I mean, Memphis has some easy wins to open up the season. North Alabama And then they take on Troy. And then the one thing that I could see them slipping up on is Florida State. They actually head to Tallahassee. But I think if they keep that game semi-close, I think that will actually help them more than it'll hurt them. And then they just run the rest of their conference schedule. Yeah. I mean, Navy, Middle Tennessee, South Florida, North Texas, Charlotte, UTSA, Rice, don't lose the food, UAB, and they will probably be playing the play-in game for their conference championship, potential rematch a week later against Tulane. I think if they can take care of business and get out of that with their only loss being to Florida State, being a close loss, they leapfrog a potentially undefeated Liberty. And then once they get to the dance, they will probably be facing the second best. Let's assume they're the 12 seed. They'll be facing the second best SEC team or the second best Big Ten team, who probably just got beat up in the conference championship game. So I could just see it with their offense and how explosive it is, being able to take one of those teams by surprise. Hopefully it's not us. If it's Georgia, I hope we're wrong.
So you're saying that Memphis is going to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume the conference championships. So you're saying Memphis is going to be either Georgia, Texas, Oregon, or Ohio State? Most likely.
If they're the 12 seed, yes. However, if they're 13, if they're 12 and after conference championship weekend, if they're 13-1, I could very well see them squeaking all the way up to 10 potentially if that game against Florida State was by 10 points or less.
Mm-hmm. Or if they beat them, you know.
Yeah, or if they beat them, hell, they're probably like the number 7 team in the nation. And so that's just assuming they're 12. If they obviously the further up that list they climb, the easier my prediction gets to come to fruition.
Yeah. So the prediction is G5 beats P4 in the playoff. But you were also, doubling down on it, calling your shot. Who you think it's going to be?
I think Memphis has the best shot to make that happen because Liberty was also undefeated last year. Also, I believe they had the worst strength of schedule in Division I football, and we all know how their bowl game went.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see it. There's definitely a couple, G5 teams who, definitely could make some noise as the season kind of wears on, and maybe catch somebody good by surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at what I had, yours would kind of feed into mine. Like for yours to happen, it would also satisfy mine. I had a home team loses in the first round of the college football playoff this year. So
not ridiculous.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7, or 8. Looking at the AP poll right now, I think it's like Bama, Ole Miss, Penn State, and somebody. Quick fact check. I had it open on my phone just to look at. It was Notre Dame in there as well. So, out of those 4, I'm looking at you, Penn State. I don't know how else to put it. But just
come on, you're gonna have a whiteout playoff game. That'd be tough.
No, they will not.
They won't.
No.
And that is a damn shame that they won't make those games good games.
Yeah.
It'll be at 6 p.m. on a Thursday.
It's a waste of a great tradition.
Yeah, they're scared of the whiteout like we're scared of the black jerseys.
Yeah. Okay. I
did it in that sense, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. That was what I had, but for variety's sake, I can go with my backup because I picked something kind of just off the wall. My other prediction, this is the one that I'll go on record and say was my prediction. A non-quarterback will win the Heisman.
That was my backup.
Oh, yeah?
Ooh,
all right.
No shit, that was my backup.
Very nice.
Until I was like, okay, so in my head, who's going to win it? And I was thinking Ollie Gordon.
I'm making a list of dudes.
And then I went and looked at his Heisman voting odds, and it was like 27th.
Damn.
But
yeah.
I think you have names probably. If that's
is that why you asked that question earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 4 names just off the top of my head. I was, doing some mental gymnastics while freaking out that Drew had my pick. I got Travis Hunter, Ollie Gordon, Luther Burden, Donovan Edwards, just to name a few. Just absolute studs on their respective teams. If they're open, they're going to get the ball. Especially in the case of Luther Burden. Especially in the case of Travis Hunter. who knows what the hell Colorado's going to look like, but we'll find out. So yeah, I think this might be the year a non-quarterback wins the Heisman. The last one, I believe, was Devontae Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct.
And before that, it was Derrick Henry. So, yeah.
Well, it was also a COVID year, so little asterisk.
Little asterisk. There you go.
Just a little asterisk.
All right. Any other bold predictions we want to get on record?
I was going to throw my backup out there, but it was the same as yours.
Yeah.
I like it. I would really like to see that. It's truly become a quarterback award, just because they have so many stats with how offense is played now. It's hard to give it to somebody else. But I think Travis Hunter is a great point. I think with what he does on both sides of the ball, he could easily get an invite to the ceremony, I think, if he just goes crazy, because he's so good on both sides of the ball, and we've seen two-way players win it before.
I mean, think if he is a year with like 5 picks, let's call it 12 receiving touchdowns, like that's unheard of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think even if Colorado isn't on par with the other teams that representatives are sent for, it's not really a team award, but obviously the better the team, the more likely it is, because it's a reflection of how good the player is most of the time. But I think even if they have a worse record than some of them, that he could still make it off of a stat line like that.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, God forbid anything happens to Shedeur. Hunter might be running the offense at this point.
All-time Wildcat.
Yeah, just all-time Wildcat. He may throw the ball twice a game. But yeah, I mean, I think, especially with how marketable he is and how marketable Colorado has become, if Colorado wins 10 games this year, someone is going to New York.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Totally.
100% agreed. Whether it's Shedeur or Travis, is one of them.
Yeah. Yep. Well, there you have it. I think that puts a bow on it pretty well. Yeah, we have made it. By the time this video goes up, we will be within 24 hours of college football back on our televisions. Are you as excited as we are? Because I'd say we're pretty damn excited. And if you want to, come along with us on this journey that is going to be the 2024 college football season, feel free to drop a like, subscribe. We got content coming out pretty much all the time. Go check our shorts, our TikToks out. We've been on that short form grind lately as well. So yeah, but definitely ramping up for this season. We are very, very excited. And yeah, I think that pretty much puts a bow on it. The next time you watch a 3 and Out video, it'll be here. So see you in the next one.